let's start it. The question.
Let's start it. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Welcome to another episode of DM Talks.
Woo. I love this.
Oh, sorry, was that super loud?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Now I'm annoyed at myself. That was.
Oh my god, that was fucking hilarious. Do you want a tissue?
Yes, please.
Let me get some tissues, man. That's fucking jokes.
I don't know why that happened.
I'm so sorry. I really don't want to edit that out. I'm so sorry. I don't want to edit that out. We'll show it to you off. Oh my god, that was so funny.
Don't tell Sarah.
Hilarious.
This is a nice jumper, by the way, that I'm dabbing. Okay.
Amazing. You're on my fucking laptop. So funny. Don't worry. No, shall we start?
Yes, please.
Let's go.
Hello.
DM Talks. We are back. Whoop whoop. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another beautiful episode of DM Talks, your favourite wellbeing podcast. This is a podcast that aims to promote wellbeing, assist healing, whether that be physically, mentally, or spiritually. Ultimately, we just want to be seen in our entirety. And this podcast is to show listeners how multifaceted they are. We're all at the centre of our own universe, so why don't we do more to better our own existence?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Hello.
10-10. Hello everyone. I'm back for another quick hot minute. Take.
The hot take.
Hot take.
Second.
Yeah, hot second. I'm joined by a beautiful guest as well. A glorious, stunning, magnifique, creative, innovative, funny, caring. What else?
It's interesting that you say caring because my name actually means loving and caring.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
What, Dani?
Dani-Seerah.
Dani-Seerah.
This is a Zimbabwean name.
Oh.
Yeah, so some people have like Dani, but my god sister's called Dani, so my dad wanted to be different and called me Dani-Seerah. So,
Dani-Seerah.
Loving and caring.
Amazing. So we have loving and caring that has just walked into the building. She's sitting with us. Welcome to DM Talks, Dani.
Thank you for having me. As you know, I've been so excited to be here. So.
Yeah, no, you've been like, yeah, let's do an episode together.
Just texting
What's
you,
the
harassing
episode
you.
going to be about?
Literally,
We're just chatting nonsense, but it's cute.
It's the best kind of conversations, Sam. Just talking absolute cack.
We do. When was the first cute conversation that we had? I think it was when we went for prep.
It was when we went for prep.
Yeah.
It was.
And I was like, come with me. Oh no, you were like, come with me.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And we just sat and did my favourite topic. I can't believe I'm just out myself like this.
What was your...
Like just talking about boys.
Oh, oh yeah, we did. We
That's
did talk about
boys.
boys.
I don't know why I'm acting like this. Yeah, all I do is talk about boys. I'm owning it now. Own it with your chest.
Own it with your chest. That's quite funny because I don't know how we got here. But oh well. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really good. I've had a few days off, so just been looking after myself. I did the deepest clean of my house. Guys, so clean you could eat off the floor. I mean, I wouldn't, but
yeah.
I just love doing stuff like that. Playing your music.
Cleaning is very therapeutic.
It's so therapeutic.
It's very calming. I cleaned some of the bathroom yesterday, and that really helped me. Yeah.
And then when you go in there, you're just like, yes,
yeah,
I'm gonna bathroom.
No, I completely get it.
Cooking in a clean space is honestly.
Oh no, you have to cook in a clean space. Like I cannot cook in dirt.
People who do that, you're eating dirt. Don't cook in dirt because you're eating your dirt. Don't.
It stresses me out. It winds me up.
I just don't understand dirty people. I think that's one of my biggest...
We had this conversation earlier, actually. You know what? I'm going to write this down to see if it comes back in, but it was dirt versus mess. Remember that?
Yes. I be messy, you know. Leave your clothes on the floor. I'll pick them up, you know? Like.
Yeah, but dirty is a very different thing. Like, I don't want stickiness. I don't want dust.
Literally. Do you know when you go to some people's bathrooms? I remember... I kind of outed myself for fucking.
Just say the story without saying the story. No names. Say
no, never.
Okay.
But I was once at I was at someone's house. Nice. I was at someone's house, and I went into the bathroom, and there was something purple in the corner, and there was nothing there. Like there was no purple shampoo or purple shower gel or conditioner, and I was looking at it like, is this bacteria? And I was like, I've never seen bacteria go purple before, and I'm now in your... a lot of people would be scared here.
Yeah, no, I'd be scared. I'd definitely be scared.
I never went back, basically.
No, fair enough. I understand that. I think we're quite clean people as well. Like we like being clean. We like good hygiene for us isn't just like brushing your teeth and showering. It's like being prepped and proper, like having clean clothes. Like, do you know what I mean? We don't like scruffiness.
No, absolutely.
Like if it's scruffiness, it's definitely like organised scruffiness. That's cute.
Yes, absolutely. I think as well, like my mum always used to be like, you need to, especially like when you cook or you clean or even sleep, like that needs to be clean, because if you're showering and you're a clean person, showering in a dirty shower, like you're still dirty. Do you know what I mean? Like you actually haven't managed to like clean yourself in the way that you could do to its full potential, because like the environment you're in is not clean.
Exactly.
So how have you just become clean?
No, it's so true. Like a clean environment is promotes like a clean state of mind.
Exactly.
As well. Like you need to declutter.
Did you ever get the cleanliness is next to godliness kind of talk? Don't at me with this, but it's my mantra low key. Like I know that everything's a shit show in my life if I walk into my room and I'm like, yo.
When it's reflected on the floor.
Yes, you know what I mean? Like your makeup's there, your clothes are there, your pile of washing's up to here. You're like, yeah, it's not gonna go.
Oh no, you're funny.
Please keep telling these people that, because no one thinks I am. I get laughed at than laughed with.
But also, both bring happiness, and shared joy is doubled joy.
Okay, yeah.
Shared joy is double joy. And on that note, we're taking it straight to the divine.
Oh.
Okay. So the divine is the section of the podcast where we nominate a good thing, or trying to like just something good that's happened to us, something that's uplifted us. What would you like to nominate for the divine this week?
My family, if you're watching. Isn't
that
scary that your mum messaged you to start calling you?
Yeah,
though?
no, that's mad. That's mad.
The divine. That was amazing. But my family and my friends, I think.
Wait, that's crazy. Sorry, I'm just a bit shook now.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm a bit shook. Like my mum literally just started calling me.
This is the energy that we're bringing
No,
in.
let me message her back. Be like, Mum, I'm just recording right now.
And I have to do that before. My mum loves giving me a quick call when I'm doing something, and I'm like, what part of I am busy at this time did you not understand? But love you. My friends and my family, I think recently I have just been going through a lot where I'm really bad for making decisions for myself, and I really love having a lot of opinions, to the point actually it's quite bad because I'll get so many opinions and then I get really even more confused. But my friends and family have been so supportive and always there for me, and it's also recently in these years I've noticed that like there's a lot of people that are in your life as your family by blood, not by choice. They're not good people to you or your energy. Do you know what I mean? And the people that I call family, whether you are actual family or friends, I'm so grateful for them. They know who they are, because they care and they look after you, and they're doing it because they want to, not because they have to. And I think that's one of my biggest hates, is people doing stuff because they have to and not because they want to. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's conflict, isn't it? Because if you're doing something because you have to, it's not coming from a genuine place.
Exactly, but
you're
sometimes
doing it in like, you're operating from a space that is limited. Like it's like again, sort of in that scarcity mindset, because you're like, oh God, I have to do this. I need to do this.
And so you don't do it with a lot of fulfillment or love in it, which I think is like just so. People just shouldn't have to do that. And I know, unfortunately, there are times where like you actually do have to do stuff because you have to. But I'm grateful when it usually comes to family things. Sometimes I like to think people have the option of not having to do things they don't want to.
No, for sure.
There should always, and even if you do have to, it needs to come from a place of like goodness and goodwill. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
No, for sure, because then if you're doing it because you're forced to, it's going, like the energy that's being used to cultivate the need or the desire for the latter is going to come like with a taintedness. It's going to come with like a restriction. It's not going to come with an easy flow. Like emotions, feelings, we need to flow to be freely expressed. But if you're doing something that's constrained, then it has like a time limit, and that's not good.
It's harder just to get your head around. It's harder to emit the energy that yourself and the person want out of it, because you're struggling. You can't do it. You're struggling to do so. Yeah. And I feel like that's another thing that. But yeah, so I'm grateful for the people, my friends and family who are around me that make me feel like I'm being true to myself and I'm being genuinely who I am.
Oh,
a lot of people who are in my life, who are like family members, can prohibit you from doing that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
The idea of feeling like you can't grow is so...
It's scary.
Yeah, and
that's
it's
the real fear.
It's really suffocating and fucking scary that someone this close to you, so related to you by blood and DNA, can prohibit you from flourishing. It's disgusting.
Boundaries within family is a hard one. I think that's something that we're always going to have to navigate with a different form of patience, because like with family, we because in society we're ought to believe that our family are the only people that are going to do everything for us. They will always be there. That can always be there. So if you're not met with that, it's even it's disharming twice, because it's like I'm disarmed by the action, but I'm actually disarmed by the person who's carrying out that action, whether it's your family member or no, whether it's like a father, a cousin, auntie. Like, it's coming from a place where I thought I was going to be met with care and support and nurture, but because I'm not getting that, I'm actually getting the opposite. It's actually really frightening. And like, it's like, if I can't trust you, who can I trust?
Exactly. And I think also being like ethnic as well, there's always this massive pressure of like, your family, for example, has sacrificed so much for moving you here. Yeah. And then for you to then, I sometimes feel like when you do them like a misservice or something, they can take it personally. Because they're thinking like, I've taken you out of the situation. I've helped you.
100%. 100%. Like, it's like, they, like, I know for a fact that the opportunities that I have compared to what my parents had are very different, but they will let me know of that a lot whilst growing up.
Are they doing that just to keep you humble, or are they doing that to piss you off? Do you know what I mean?
I think it's a bit of both, you know, because no one's perfect. And I think, like, as you grow up, you do realise that your parents are kids having kids as well.
Yeah, true.
And I'm not just talking about parents, but aunties, uncles,
everyone.
Everybody who's having a child is a part child, has an inner child in them as well. Is that being developed? Are they going to therapy?
I think, but also, like, this whole like ethnic African mentality also just makes it harder. I feel like if you're going to be doing that, like for example, like moving you from A to B, then they also need to adjust at the times, because that's when I'm talking about that hindering and pulling back. So you've made me become this person and doing all these things, but then you pull me back by saying, think of the morals, think of the judgment, but some of the ways that you were raised traditionally don't work here. So I can't do that.
No, and you're completely right. And that is the conflict with people who have been born in this country compared to the generation before them who maybe weren't born in this country. So they've got those traditional values coming with them, they migrated here with their traditional values, but they are bringing up children who are making their own set of values. They are literally making up the rules because they had to. They were the first people here. They're the first of your bloodline that are walking on this land. You know, and I find it really interesting. I was actually having this conversation on my Insta story, because it's like, I was brought up in an environment where there wasn't many people that looked like me, and even now I've always been the darkest out of my black friends. So when I go to them with these things of what have happened to me, and I'm met with, oh no, it can't be like this, or I'm met with any form of doubt or any form of frustration, I'm like, well, hold on a second. How would you know? Because you don't know the violence that happens towards dark-skinned people every day. Yeah. But then equally, why am I going to...
why are they making you feel bad for something you've just expressed that you felt?
True. But then also, why am I telling them that? Because the thing is, like, obviously I want to tell them that for support, but if they're inherently not going to understand, how are we going to meet in the middle? It's relative, don't get me wrong, especially what I'm saying now, because that suggests that I'm going to be very suspicious, and I'm going to have preempt sort of behaviours or emotions from the latter, because that's how I've made sense of them in the past, you know.
If you said your issues to me, we may be black and fine, you are darker than me, I wouldn't oppose or be like, oh, it's not like that, or don't take it like that, because like you just said, if you experience that and that's how you feel, who am I to then actually say like it's not like that? Just because I'm black and you're black and we may experience racism or whatever, like there are still forms of xenophobia. Like it's a thing where
horizontal discrimination as well.
But like I don't. That's why I said like, why are they now making you go, you should not feel wary or feel like.
And you're so right, but it happens, and this is what I mean. Like, back to your point about family, about trusting your own intuition when sort of putting those boundaries with self-limiting like family figures or whatever. It's to do with being more having so much more confidence and assertion in yourself that listening to whatever they say you can listen to and not actually take in. Do you know what I mean? Not actually, like, you can accept with a distance.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It, to a degree, I think, because at the end of the day, we are talking about family. It's very, very emotive. But what I'm trying to say is that because, I'm first generation, I'm literally making up the rules. Like, my children are going to have a better insight into what is going to be a black British person than my mum did.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Respect.
So, I need to, not in a peak way, but take her opinions with a pinch of salt if they're related to some things that I'm going to have to navigate in my life.
Yeah, okay. No, I hear that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Obviously, it's very relative. Like, we've just talked about a multitude of things in one go. So I think we have to be patient with ourselves whilst we work it out. Because we're still young. We're still cute.
And what do you mean we're always going to be cute? Black don't crack.
Yeah, true. We are cute.
I'm going to be like this when I'm 96.
Amazing. Well, that was a great nomination for the Divine. I've got 2 nominations for the Divine.
Ready for this.
The first one, everyone, look at my hair. We have to do an applause here. Like, no, thank you for the physical applause. I was just talking about like a sound. But that's brilliant. Thank you so much for the support. I love you guys. You, the cheerleaders that I always ever wanted. I needed that support. But I want to nominate my hairdresser because she did this masterpiece. She absolutely killed it. Her name is @MCR Braids on Instagram. Everyone in Manchester, every single protective hairstyle you need, get to this woman.
I think we should keep it a secret because if you do that, she's never going to have a booking again.
She'll have a booking for me, Shab. She'll have a booking for me. I'll book in advance.
Have you not seen, like, these are so
artistry.
Good. Like, when I've got
curls coming out of my braids.
I want that.
Beauty.
So beauty.
I've got 5 different colours in my hair.
Wow.
No, 5 or 3.
Let me get my booking first, then post the podcast.
Oh yeah, mate. Honestly, it's one of the most enjoyable experiences that I've ever had. My hair is so light.
Lies.
No, honestly, so light.
Braiding it, like, people are
6
going to be
hours. 6 hours this was. She asked me if I wanted to have, watch something, like, on TV and stuff, on her Netflix. And I was like, oh, yeah, we can do. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm chill. Like, I can watch, I can not do. We were having a nice conversation. Every single, like, she sectioned my hair, like, so well that there wasn't tightness. There's only tightness in certain areas, but she explained why there was tightness. Like, we talked about how different it was when we were younger, because, like, when you're younger and you go to the hairdressers, if you have...
It's traumatizing.
It can be traumatizing. I've had some trauma situations, but I've also had some lovely situations. But I've also had, like, aunties, like, be quite discriminatory towards me because of my textured hair. And it's just, like, saying that, oh, you can't do this hairstyle because of this, and, like, all of this nonsense. And it's like, but I'm paying you to do this.
I used to have the whole...
And then, because they're my auntie, I feel, like, rude.
You can't say anything.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, it's all a mess. Anyway, got my hair done by this lady, and it was incredible. I was well rested. She gave me all these snacks whilst I was getting my hair done. She was informative and transparent. Like, she called me a couple days before to like get what the hair was. When I came to her house, she literally had every single you know when they when you have to practice, you have to prepare braided hair, all of it down, all of it down with my 5 colours. Beautiful, incredible. So shout out you, MCR Braids, for your protective hairstyle needs.
Very nice.
Yeah, please check her out. Like, she's sick. One of the best hairdressing appointments I've ever had.
And I think once you find, like, for example, my hairdresser, I've had her since I was a kid, and she's one of the very few people I actually, like, hairdressing wise,
I trust.
Yeah, because like when I said, for me, getting my hair braided was so traumatized. Like, I've got such, like, a thick afro, like, if you want nappy hair, if you will, it's really, really coarse to the point where it hurts all the time. Just to touch my head gives me shivers. So, like, the fact that you had such a nice experience, like, it's really nice to hear, because
no, thank you.
I think I'm one of those people, I have braids in for so long, so I'm just thinking, like, oh my god, to take them out, to brush my hair, to deal with that,
no, fair.
I don't want to. So I will have these bummy roots.
But the thing is, your roots look so good. Your roots look, when I tell you, your roots look great.
Thank you.
They look so good, honestly. Like, you suit blonde well as well.
Thanks.
Like, I think the first time I met you, I was blonde. You were blonde.
Yes, I was. You know what? Blonde really is crazy. I feel like it brings out this energy that I want people to get from me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am quite a loud and bubbly person, and I feel like the moment you say I have blonde hair, you kind of accept that already. When I had my dreads or when I have my black braids, like, I feel like I'm just like the norm. So I'm quite a scared person. I don't like alienating and pissing people off, and I kind of feel like when I have my blonde hair, it's kind of like, I don't care.
Like, you rattle.
Do I look bothered? So I will do what I want.
Because I'm literally the opposite. Like, I remember my mum was so annoyed at me. I had like a bright blue wig for my graduation, right? And I had a bright blue hair, and she's like, why? And I was like, what do you mean why? I'm your daughter.
Do you
I like bright colours. You know who I am by now. I'm gonna have colours. And then afterwards, some auntie tried to be like, "Why did you have blue hair?" Sorry, are you paying for my wig? Are you paying? Exactly. Be quiet. Do you know what I mean?
Kept quiet, so we all had to have the tension of going. She's not paying for it, so she can't keep quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not paying for it, so shush.
I feel that.
So that is my divine nomination. I'm debating. Should I do another one?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to do another one quickly because I'm loving this new show, and it sort of takes us to our segment of our podcast episode today, that talks about white women. I don't know why I went like a. Women.
They are theatrical white women.
Okay, well, yeah, that's actually a great way to put it. But first, my second nomination, let me tell you guys, is Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Sounds odd, but bear with me because I know people will be like, what? That basic babe from, animation.
The one that everybody is for Halloween, we see you.
Exactly.
I'm
joking. The thing is, I actually really, really like her. Let me tell you why. I have been watching...
The adaptation that we saw with the Birds of Prey and the one with what's her name? Margot Robbie.
I do like.
Or
her.
Do you mean the cartoon?
The cartoon. Have you watched the cartoon?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I've been watching the cartoon and I'm obsessed with it.
Okay, I'm not really a DC fan.
No, it's fine. I'm a big cartoon person. Do you know what I mean? So I'm constantly trying to find new animations, and this animation is from DC. DC animation. It follows Harley Quinn, who lives with Poison Ivy and their crew. Yeah. And basically, it's like an adult animation. So think women, right, as supervillains. Yeah. Rick and Morty sort of humour, but they're like also queer women as well. Cool. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So, like, one of the episodes of... Okay, so this is not me spoiling anything. So one of the episodes, like let's say the first one, is Harley Quinn trying to find her crew, and she is finding the worst of the worst people. One guy that she found had an argument with Wonder Woman and called her the C word. So everybody was like, "You're disgusting," right? Shit. Everyone was like, "You're low," and rightly so, but. He basically got into Harley Quinn's crew, but it's one of those shows that talks on feminism. It talks on history. It talks about marginalization, but in a very it's very contemporary to the times. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's a really, really good show. Like, essentially, Harley Quinn with her crew is trying to become the best supervillain. However, there's all these little trials and tribulations, whether it's her talking to her shitbag ex, aka the Joker, or her like trying to pull off a heist but not taking seriously as a woman supervillain.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been really, really enjoying it because it's shown me a different side to animation again. I think animation is a very male-dominated industry.
Oh, yeah,
like
for
so
sure.
many things are, but like to do with like superheroes and adventure, it's very like you kind of like look down on it.
Yeah.
And women aren't really centered, so to have two female characters, two queer female characters centered in the narrative is amazing. And it also links back to tarot as well, which is really, really cool. So the way I got into it was, have you heard of archetypes, or like archetypes as in like themes of people? So archetypes, it refers to like sort of archetypal personalities that we all go through in life. One of them is called the Lovers, right?
Okay.
And the Lovers card is to do with self-love, healing, the Archangel Raphael coming in and providing a pair into I want to say the hallway of paradise or something, or like the garden of paradise. This is an archetype that we all have to navigate in life. Love. Who are we loving? Is it platonic or is it romantic relationships? It's very intimate to that person, whether they're polyamory or whether they're asexual. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Relationships, love is something that we all have to encounter. But Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are the lovers, and you see how their relationship matures, develops and cultivates from 1 to 2, because shared joy is doubled joy. You know, so that is my second nomination. It's a really, really good program, and definitely recommend. It's funny. It's very funny. There's this plot, so you know how like obviously Poison Ivy is control of all plots. Yeah, she has this best plot, like her plant best friend, and he's like a massive stoner. He'd be like, oh shit, did you see what Poison Ivy just do? She gonna ruin your ass. She contains all Mother Nature, bitch. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a funny ass show, and I'm really enjoying it.
Where do you watch it?
On the internet.
Okay.
On the internet. And that's what I'll say on that.
Cool.
Amazing. Is that the pizza? Oh, that was great timing.
It's a pizza. I love pizza.
No, honey, do you know? This is like £5 shit on the pizza, but they put all this gorgeous stuff on it.
Yeah, no way. Gets me undercover. Ryan's fucked.
So, welcome back, guys. We're in the next segment.
Yes.
Yeah, we have missed you. This is Decoding the Messes. Mess, boom. This is where we unpack something that we consider mess, whether it's online or offline. Tonight, this evening. This week's episode is called The White Woman Who Cried Wolf. And guess what we're talking about, which is the mess? White women. Ooh.
We do love you. We do.
We do and we don't. No lies. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, no, but it's true, because I can talk about racism all day. I can talk about identity, respectability, politics. I can talk about allyship. I can talk about everything. However, there's going to be white women in the world. Yeah. So I need to be aware that anybody can move mad at any time. Do you know what I mean?
Respect.
Like, we don't know. Like, yes, this is helping to contribute to racism. However, there's so many complexities and intricacies that comes to white womanism in racism, wanting to present as intersectional feminists, but missing the mark so much. So this episode is to talk about some experiences. This episode is to give you food for thought, but this episode is largely to do with release, man, because I know it's something that it's not going to stop. Do you know what I mean? No matter how much we do an episode, or no matter how much we talk about racism or Black Lives Matter, there will always be white women in racism, and it's so important and significant to understand this and to not center white women's feelings in the discussion surrounding race, because this is where we see fragility. But yeah.
English, what did that mean?
Fragility means like, how do I explain it? So white fragility would be when a white person becomes uncomfortable when you're speaking about race. But when I talk about fragility in yeah, exactly, because it's like
so annoying.
it's disrespectful. It's fucking rude.
Why are you making me feel uncomfortable and bad for talking about something that I feel and stuff? It's like I found it really difficult when my friends were like, "Can you tell me or talk to me about things that may have offended you or I did in the past that may have upset you?" And I was like, "It's really great that you're asking that, but like, how do I answer that?"
Yeah.
Like, because then even if I tell you what it was, you have a reason of why you did it, or maybe you will say that it was all tongue-in-cheek or whatever, but I just told you it pissed me off.
Exactly.
So why are you... Let's just not talk about it. Let
yeah,
bygones
and
be bygones.
I think for a lot of white women in particular, they're shocked at when you're saying, when you place that boundary of, oh, I'm not talking, because they're expected to be like... They can ask a question and get a response, but they're not met with not getting a response and not having their attention satisfied, especially when it's talking about things about race, because why would their race matter? Why? People are everywhere, you know? Their race has never influenced their decision making.
Yeah.
So they move with a confidence and a bravery like no other. Like no fucking other.
I'm jealous.
But are you?
A little bit, yeah, I am.
Why?
Because there's situations, you know, when you can see your friends just doing whatever they want to, vicariously and freely, and you always have to think of the catch-22. It's boring.
True.
Do you know
true.
what I mean?
True.
Like, just to do what you... Okay, fine. We all understand there's a boundary and, like, women have to be so careful and da-da-da-da, but, like, there's some, like... things that ethnic people, black people, people of BAME community can't do or behave or whatever because of their race. And white people can just be like, hey, I don't care.
Yeah, white people can just be.
So
white
annoying.
people can just exist and you're just there like, ow.
I guarantee you there's no white person I know who sat here and goes, God, I wish I was black. And if you do, you're lying, because it was just for that 1 second when J. Cole, Chris Brown, or whatever person was doing something really cool, and you envied us for that split second. But in hindsight, like, I used to as a kid, and like, it sometimes does creep. And I'm just like, I can't be asked. It's
fair enough. No, I think it just depends. What you're saying I completely understand and respect. I think it's also something that influences you as you grow up. Like, I think when I was younger, I was jealous to a degree. I was gutted at the fact that my darkness was going to influence the treatment that I got. It's like, I would see how my white friends were treated, then see how my mixed race friends be treated, and then see how I got treated. And I was like, bro, come. Can I please let me take this weight off my back? But because I was the darkest one, it was that whole thing of getting the brunt of the
litter kind of
being the brunt of the litter. I think, well, I mean, I'm just going to ask you a question. How many white women have tried to destroy your life?
Do you know what? When you even asked about this topic with me, my brain really just shrunk, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I honestly, I think, like, when it's stuff like this, and I actually block a mechanism in my brain, and I'm just like, for example, this is something I would say would ruin my life. I was at school when this happened. I went to a girls' school, and this girl came over to me and she was asking about braiding her hair. Yeah. And she was white, and she was saying how, you know, she wants to put braids in because she thinks they're cool. She loves that we could do that. She respected, you know, that we do it to protect our hair. Yeah. And she was just like, I like that it's an easy way of just dealing with it. And she was teaching herself how to braid her hair. Now, prior to this, I already had problems and conflicts with my hair at school anyway, with teachers and all that kind of thing. Making sure it's black, making sure it's neat. The moment that you get that little, like, fluffy texture, they wanted you to get it rebraided.
Crazy.
Like, the way, like, it's like this. Crazy. I wasn't allowed this blonde hair, nothing at school. But yet...
Was there how many black people were in the school?
One left. So then there was 2 of us, then one... about maybe like no more than 3 at a time.
Okay, cool.
But
cool.
before that, I was a fly in some very, very nice cream milk. I was the only black person in my area, in the schools I went to. I was the only black person in my friendship group. Now I have a bit more. I would say there's 2 or 3 of us, but still, like,
it grows, it fluctuates as you go older.
And even talking about these kind of things with my friends, like my 2 bestest friends, they don't like talking about this. Like it's just something that it's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because I'm not changing my voice. Do you know what I mean?
I think, do you know what? Meeting people like you and with this whole Black Lives Matter movement, this is the time when I'm like, okay, I am going to use my voice and I am going to speak out and whatever. And I am utilizing my platform of being at uni, talking about cultural appropriation and that kind of thing, using my social media and posting things that I think needs to be known that it's not okay. I will do that, but before, even now, there are times when I want to post something and I'm like, can I?
Yeah.
My biggest fear has always been the angry black girl. Yeah. And that's how I was going to say, I feel like some people would ruin my life with that.
Oh, completely.
Like, especially because, like, I'm a big girl.
Wait.
And, like, yeah.
Not in a rude way, but can we go back? You said about this girl.
Yeah, with braids. Yeah.
So then
Tell me
what
about
happened was,
so yeah, she was saying that, she was asking what to use. I said, use expression, make sure it's the colour of your hair, because, you know, we're in school. And she comes into school and the teachers are like, you need to take your braids out. And then I was walking down the corridor and she goes, well, if I have to, Dani has to too. Excuse me, no. Dani doesn't have to do anything. Because this is my culture. This is protecting my hair. Unless you're also going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to maintain my afro, you can shut the fuck up. It pissed me off so much. And I hated that I had to go through all this trauma and this hardship just to do that.
No, but it just shows you how mad they are, because it's like, okay, I'm not getting allowed to have what I want, so everybody has to suffer. Stop. Everyone has to suffer.
And it's like, you're sat crying to me about how it took you 8 hours, how I had your arms hurt. Yeah, I've been doing this since I was 6. Like, cry to someone else, that kind of thing. And even then, like, even when I went to even like boarding school, I remember all these girls were going like, oh my god, I have weaves, I do weaves, da da da. And then the moment I come into school with a weave, the deputy head comes up to me and goes, we don't do this here. Yes, you do, hun. Yes, you do this here. Because I can point to you 8 girls who have just walked past us during this conversation who do have weaves in. And I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't even match their fucking hair. So why are you outing me because my hair is black, brown, and blonde? Shut up. Am I still doing well at school? Yes. Has anyone died? No. Is anyone hurt? No. Apart from the girl who, thank you so much for providing me your hair for my weave. I was grateful. But again, like, even having that trauma and then having to call my mum and be like, you know, they're now making me dye my hair. They made me go and buy a box of hair dye. And my mum having to then call school and go, no.
Crazy.
I didn't pay so much money for her to do that.
Yeah.
And then you get told off because your mum shouted at the teacher. No, read a fucking book, hun. I'm doing this to fit in. I'm doing this to look like you. And you have the audacity to come to me and say no.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, every point was made. You literally explored 8 different things in once. Because the thing is, right, I can't even begin to explain how many white women have actively tried to destroy my life. I don't even see it as white woman thing now. I see it as energy. I see it as energy that morphs into the next person that I evolve with into my life. Whether it's at school, whether it's at work, whether it's at university, there's clues. There's a lot of clues to know what white women are going to move mad and what white women are going to disrupt you. Number 1, tone policing. So, honestly, it's tone policing, even like checking on my grammar or like calling me, like mentioning that I've said words wrong and stuff. That is literally like the biggest clue. No, not the biggest clue. It's one clue. It's one clue that you're like, oh, okay, so you, my friend, you're going to be an issue. Or the next clue is, Sarah hates me. Sarah doesn't like me. Honey, I've spoken to you twice.
Yeah.
I've spoken to you twice. How? I don't even know you enough to not like you. But immediately, because we're in a group of people, we're in a social situation, and I'm not giving you the attention that you want, you're saying that I dislike you. I don't even know your name. I don't even know your name. Honestly,
I don't even know who your friends are.
I don't even know where you're from. Do you know what I
don't care.
And people don't realise, like, yes, I have a wellbeing podcast, and yes, I'm, like, cute and that, However, my throat chakra is clear. I will cuss you the fuck out. I do not take to white women trying to weaponize their tears or to use me as an emotional lesson or developmental. It's cringy and it's unproductive of my time. I could be baking. I could be
meditating.
Dancing. I could be meditating.
I could be reading.
But now you want me to be involved in your shit. You want me to be involved in your shit. You're
lied.
mad. You're mad and you have nobody to tell you.
Yeah. I also think, like, microaggressions are another one that some white girls love doing. I love it when,
they
like...
love it!
Say, for example, I used to...
Sarah, did you get your hair done today? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yeah.
Does it hurt? Is it sore? Or, like, what was it? I used to hate it when, like, people would comment on my cooking. And they'll go, what's that smell? All these spices.
All these spices. What? Just because
Sorry, could you use only salt and pepper?
Do you know what I mean? Just because I use more than salt and pepper, you want to cuss me.
Do you know what I mean?
Why?
Or I used to hate it when they'll go, if I go, what's your name? Dani sai Violet Tandy, which you want to cure it. That's a special name. That's different. That's you. Why are you making me feel small?
Yeah.
Because you can't pronounce my name. Or you can't, or you don't even have the time or energy to even, like, spell my name correctly or whatever. But if I say something like, I pronounce your name different, then it's the whole world coming to an end.
Because it's crazy. Like, to be fair, I actually, like, I guess because my name is Sarah, that is a basic, it's a basic name compared to, like... Do you know what I mean? It is just a basic name. I've never had to experience the whole people not knowing how to write my name or people mispronouncing my name and all of that stuff.
I'll tell you that now.
Just because, like, my name was basic. My name was whitewashed. My name was already introduced in the European British dictionary landscape. I don't know, in the European British world. So I've never had to navigate that microaggression, but I've seen friends do, and it's so disheartening because that's my name, that's my identity. Every place that I walk into now, are you going to say, is my identity going to be challenged? Am I going to be met with the same conflict?
That's why I was called, I started telling people to call me Dani. I actually do love my name, but I just used to hate how people would say it, which sounds really bad, but like, I just got annoyed with like, my name is Dani Sai, and it annoyed me how people go, Dana Sai, like, I don't have any difficulty in saying Emily, Caitlin, Hannah,
Becky,
Keisha, but like, it just annoyed me that like there was such a difficulty in that, or even like to have my siblings' names when I used to say that, and people would make jokes and comments like, you're making banter, but it's mean because you're making it out of the detriment of me. You're creating humor that is hurting one person but getting laughs out of another, and I wasn't a fan of being the rutt of a joke every time.
Exactly. Sometimes I just want to chill. Yeah. Sometimes I just want to talk. Sometimes I don't want to be the joke, the punchline to your joke.
Yeah, it is. But to the extent of when you say about like white women tears, I've never experienced something in the gravitas of where I did. Maybe I have. Maybe I've just decided just to block it out and not deal with it, because to me it kind of like it is what it is.
No, I get it. But the thing is, it's all triggering and it's all linked. Like, I even now, like, I didn't know who I wanted to do the episode with, because black women deserve rest now. Black people deserve rest now. People of colour deserve rest. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it would be ignorant to not sort of understand how toxic this behaviour is within society. I want to talk about a story. I want to talk about Emmett Till. Hi guys, thank you for listening. We're going to be continuing this conversation in part 2, so stay tuned till next week. Bye.